edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. Had to convince my friends this time. Think you're toxic to my mind, but I know they don't know what you're all about. The way you hold my body tight, staying up talking through the night. Yeah, I know they just don't. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. I need more of. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. Why don't you stay? Why don't we talk about this? Why don't you stay? Why don't we talk about this? With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's time for another Power Play show with Coach Frenchy, Andrew Lepage, Inortap, and Michael DeVillano. It's time, Power Play show. Here we go. We are live directly for another special edition of the Power Play Show. Friday night, June 17 at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Hopefully, have an amazing, great weeks, everybody. This is your hockey coach, Giroux, Coach Frenchy, directly for the beautiful Sunshine State in Florida. And we have to go all the way to Toronto to have the co-host, the only one for the best of the best tonight, back in the house after taking a day off yesterday. He's now with us, Mr. Inortap, directly from Toronto, Ontario.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. Great to be back.
Yeah, of course, Michael DeVillano is still on his tour around Italy right now. He's in Venice and all kind of right? You know, take all the picture, everything on that. And then we gave off
The
a day
pasta.
off to Andrew Lapage. It cost us too much money this week for the job, so he get no overtime. So we said, look, we have to wait until Sunday night. We'll be back. So he's going to be back with us Sunday night for we have another special edition. Talking about Sunday night, 9 o'clock p.m. We have a special edition. Why not to mention everybody, guys, don't forget we are back tomorrow for a special edition of the Morning Skate Show. Special guest, Jared Brown from the Draft Pro, Director of Scouting about the NHL. Everything is going to be with us at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I said 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And then we invite you to join us. That would be great. Prepare your question. It's all about the NHL Draft. It's all about the special draft. At the end, when you leave the building, we're going to do a special 15-minute of the warm-up show for everybody. Mr. Nata is going to give us his preview for the game, and then with a prediction of the score, and then we pick up all the score at the same time. So this is what's happening tomorrow on the June 18. I don't know if you saw that, Mr. Nata, but I see something already before we welcome everybody. We got what? A super chat, Luciano Graziano, $5. Here we go. Rivers, chop, chop, chop. Luciano Graziano, super chat. Here we go. The first of the night, we welcome everybody. We thanks everybody for your support of the Hockey Nation show. And again, Mr. Luciano Graziano. Yes, sir, Mr. Notap.
Luciano hype.
Yeah, hype. Every time that. We have to welcome a couple of people already in the chat, Mr. We have a moderator. Mr. Jose Duarte is back with us. Welcome back, Mr. Jose Duarte.
Hello, Jose.
Illinois, back with us with all the family. Blackhawks fan 97 with Raleigh and Doug Mack is in the house tonight.
Welcome, Blackhawks.
And be careful, man, not tap. If he said Mac is going to be sit. Mac, he listened very well. So Mac, sit down, Mac, sit down. You want your cookie, Mac? You have to wait a little bit. So we have to watch the Power Play show first, and then we're going to back to you, Mac.
That's it.
Here we go. Well, Mr. Matthew SLATER back in the house with an amazing, great icon emoji from the Colorado Avalanche. Matt, welcome back. Another member of the Hockey Nation show with a couple of super chat. And Joan, we thank you, Mr. Matthew, for your contribution at the Hockey Nation live show. And then Blackhawks said, I almost won the quiz. Yeah, this is for the people never win. We always said we almost won. But the good news, Mr. Blackhawks, you have another chance tonight. And talking about the quiz, the winner of the quiz last night, back in the house, Miss Kelly. Welcome back.
Hi, Kelly.
And Miss Kelly, she said, she just jabbed Blackhawks, but almost does not count, Nick. Here we go. Sorry, I did not say anything, Blackhawk. She said that.
Fighting words.
Here we go. I can wait for the quiz tonight. It's going to be some Laurel Jap. And there we go. He's back in the house. Welcome back, Mr. The Bod, the Monkey. And sometimes we call the Monkey Boy, but really is Bod the Monkey Boy is back in the house tonight. Welcome back.
Welcome, bud.
And the first report of the game of the night, Yankees just hit a grand slam versus the Jays. About this, thank you so much, Jose, to mention about this.
61 games to go.
And Mr. Enatap, the insider with all the update, Mr. RJ Calabro, back in the house tonight.
Welcome, RJ.
And it's already 10-1 for the Yankees at the top of the fifth inning. But I'm okay. Question for you: who do you think will win the Memorial Cup?
It'll be good. I mean, St. John's got a very good team. Hamilton's got a nice team. We have I think 3 Montreal representation in there in the finals. I'm going to go with Hamilton. I think Hamilton will pull it off.
Whatever they lost big players today. We heard today Dallin, Gwendler, squander for the Arizona Coyotes. 9 overall pick from them is going to be out for the playoff, for the Mineral Cup.
Wow, that's a big loss.
Yeah, they are still stacked, but it will be interesting. The underdog on this is showing again Cataract with Bourgo. And so it will be interesting for them. But I'll go with Edmonton, me too, for them. And our best friend, we love him, Mr. Alan Barnes is in the house tonight.
Hey, Alan, welcome.
And Monsieur Luciano Graziano back in the house tonight.
Hey, Luciano, where'd the lucky go? That's good. I like it better this way.
I don't know what happened with Lucky, but we got Luciano. That's the most important thing. But Lucky could be his a dog. Maybe he's his dog.
Maybe.
A lot of people call their dog Lucky.
Or their cat.
The cat, yeah. I'll never be close to the cat. I think the cat is like...
Cats are nice too.
they don't understand nothing. You tell them, turn around, whatever, they don't care. They end up in 10. I don't like the cat. But we like Mr. Luciano. Thanks for being here. We have a news for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mr. Nathan. I'm going to talk about this today. The next couple of minutes. I will be surprised you and maybe Kelly and Luciano. Mr. Lawrence de Herrera, directly from Colorado, downtown Denver. Welcome back, Mr. Lawrence, another big fan of the Colorado Avalanche. Getting to see you tonight, like Mr.
Welcome,
John
Lawrence.
D. Then we have from Utah, Los Angeles King. Ron with Kings 20 is in the house tonight.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Welcome, Mr. Luciano. And our friend, the 3 of the Colorado Avalanche, they step up tonight. Everybody's coming from Colorado Avalanche. Mr. Steve G is in the house tonight. We'll go talk about game number 2 the next couple of minutes.
Hey, Steve.
Our friend Jeffrey Coury back in the house.
Welcome, Jeffrey.
If he was with Coury with a Y, we have to ask him if Stephen Coury is his brother, but now it's IE. We cannot do that. It's not really relate at all. Question number 2 of the night. Banamoki take the lead 2-0 right now. Who do you think the Panthers would hire for the head coach?
Well, right now it's a battle between, from what I hear, DeBoer and Trotz. Or at least they interviewed him today, or maybe today, yesterday, I'm not sure, but they interviewed both of them. They seem to be the front runners.
Yeah. Very interesting case over there about this one.
I didn't expect Trotz, but of course he's always in the mix. No matter any team that can get Trotz, it's a bonus.
Here we go. The Hockey National Show. I have a breaking news.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's coming. Barry Trotz is going to become special advisor for the Nashville Predators during the next couple of weeks. Expect him to join the Predators as a maybe assistant GM, but more like a special advisor. Is going to join the Nashville Predators after works there for over 16 years behind the bench and now left the team a couple of years ago. Now should be back with them after he bought a house at $1.5 million a couple of years ago. We expect from the Hockey National Show Barry Trotz going to be retire as a head coach and be a part of the staff management. What do you think about my breaking news?
Is that a prediction or is it official, Coach?
No, it's me.
It's you. Well, he did he purchase a home there?
He just bought it 2 days ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure where there's smoke, there's fire. Like I said, any sane team out there would pursue Trotz because he'd be an excellent addition, whether it's in coaching or higher up. I think it has good legs. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, I think so too. And back again for the Banamoki, I think the Panthers, have to go with an experienced coach. They cannot go with a guy with only 2-3 years experience or someone just want to get the job. I think they have to go with someone have 5, 6, 7, 8 years behind the bench. I will not be surprised about that. And you always remember where the people works. Vincito was working with Columbus before in the past. I've been around the league a couple of times, and but we'll be interesting who's going to be the next one there. I still believe Joel Canville could be back over there if they want to open the door. I'm not sure if they will do this, but I see Peter DeBoer more in Dallas.
I do as well. Like it was kind of a surprise when I heard that both him and Trotz were in the running for Florida. But it's been awfully quiet on Quenneville. Not very much word out there on.
I don't believe Trotz and Panthers.
Yeah,
it's not a good fit.
I don't think so either because they're a very offensive-minded team. But maybe that's what they need is tightening up defensively. So on the flip side, it might help them out.
Yeah, but I don't think so. He's the guy for that one over there. I don't think he would be the right one for sure. Will be really interesting how they're going to go that direction. And from Kelly said, Phil Nicholson did not make the cut. There we go. Yann Genet de retour dans la maison d'Hockey Nation Live Show. This is for the people who finished their school. Yann just complete his school. Congratulations, Yann, pour ton école. And the scout Alexis Tubuc back in the house. The scout, Mr. Alexis, don't forget the tomorrow. Alexis, we have a special show tomorrow, Alexis, from Draft Pro Guy. You have to come back tomorrow at 12 o'clock, Alexis, tomorrow. If you have any question, Jared is going to answer. Almost is only in horse shoes and a hand grenade. There we go. Yep. Okay, that's a low blow. Salut from Luc Lafortune. Welcome back from L'Ange Gardien, Québec.
Hey, Luc. Welcome aboard.
Look, because it's rare I present Luc from L'Ange Gardien. I never mention his city, and but he just put the name of the city right now. So we welcome Mr. Luc Lafortune and Alexis Dubic. What do you think of the Dadonov trade, Mr. Inartap?
Well, I think it made sense for both teams, Coach. For Montreal, obviously, it gets rid of that contract. We all know that this is all leading to retirement for Weber. What it allows Vegas to do is to put him on their LTIR. They get rid of. I think that Dadonov was making $5 million, if I'm correct. So they took $5 million out. They still need to get to $12 million. So, of course, they're going to be very busy over the next few weeks trying to shed some more salary. And you knew he wasn't gonna be sticking around in Vegas after the debacle that happened at trade deadline time with him. So with Montreal, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, Coach, for Montreal. It clears up the cap space for them in case they have to put Price on their long term. Number two, it could be setting up Dadonov as a package deal with some other teams and maybe shedding some more salary that way. And if that's not the case or it doesn't materialize, then they can always trade him at trade deadline time. And in the meantime, until then, he can, that he's going to continue to try to build his value up, and he can help on the first or second line as the winger there. I think he's had very decent numbers over the years from his days in Florida to the 1 year in Ottawa and then Vegas. So it's a good pickup for both teams. Yeah.
That's great to hear that for sure, Mr. Inartap, about that. let's don't bring back again where we at the beginning. We have a few people. Luciano now is going to be an insider for our Canadian show. He said he's going to report a lot of things around the league. We love it, Mr. Luciano. That's great to see that. Thanks to see this. And then Ian loved the dog, and Jeffrey knew I was a dog person. Joue à ce soir? Non, Ian Colorado joue demain soir. Matthew gave us some information about the Florida Panthers. Pete Dober, Travis Green, Rick Tocchet, Barry Trott, and potentially Paul Maurice about that.
Yeah, well, there's two of the ones we talked about in there. I don't know if Bonus would be a good fit there in Florida, to be honest with you. And Maurice, I haven't heard much from either. Both him and Quenneville have been extremely quiet on the back burner.
I don't know about Rick Tocchet.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Could be a good pick from Rick Tocchet. Thanks, guy. Hey, coach, you're not up because Curry, but love the Indian Curry. There we go. But okay, you go meet the scare with the news. Not a problem. Bottom monkey. I said Paul Maurice as a coach, he believed for the Panthers. Why would Truss want to go to Nashville?
Well, besides the fact that he purchased a home there, and probably
he's been there 15 years, right? He grew, he got his first job over there. You have a great connection with David Boy and all the owners. By the way, I just make an announcement. I do my show, my video every night, 6 p.m. for the daily NHL Daily News. And I announced today Bill Aslam is become the minority of the ownership of the Nashville Predators today, ex-governor of the state of Tennessee. It's very special. I always consider Nashville Predators, Mr. Notap, like the Green Bay Packers and football. A small state, small location, not many people. It's everybody at the Green Bay, at the Packers, they're all in, right? They're all around that team. It's the same thing in Nashville. They love their team over there. It's always been owned by the people from Tennessee, businessmen, and now they're going to consider with Bill Ashlam, and that's what Truss. I still believe if Truss come back as a coach, he will target him more than Winnipeg Jet at some point because his family, everything like that. But he just buy a house anyway. Will be interesting what's going to turn around for him if he want to be back again behind the bench. And if you think about this, it's not easy job to be a coach in the NHL.
No, because you have a shelf life, no matter how good you are.
And then after that, it's demanding. 60 hours per week. And after you do this for 20 years, 22. But again, you see John Tortorella back again in the game. That helping him to take 2-3 years off. And now he's back with now more motivate. And, Tortorella is in the 60s, but would be interesting how he's going to do. But I wouldn't be surprised if Truss take 1 or 2 years off and he would get a little bit like Paul Maurice also. And that's something we have to follow up for him. I bought this exact thing last week about Truss run. Glad we're Mr. Jeffrey out there. Jeffrey, long time. So Jeffrey bring to you is gone, is the one should go. What about Petri Biron, the 3 million Armia? Who do you think you'll be the next one over there?
Well, just today I was reading, it might be Petrie. Looks like there's some heavy interest out of Detroit and Dallas right now, especially if they can't sign Klingberg. But apparently there's I think 4 or 5 other teams that are very interested as well. But those are probably the 2 front runners.
Yeah, exactly about that one over there. I think Petrie will be the next one over there. But not confirmed what we hear from Pierre Lebrun hour ago. He mentioned Ken Hughes does not have intention to trade Josh Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I think you always have to listen, Coach. You can I think this is a little bit of posturing also on his behalf to sort of evoke more interest by saying, knock my socks off with a good trade. Otherwise, we're really not interested in giving him away. So that's definitely a possibility.
Yep, possible about that one over there. Mr. Ouellet 80 in the house. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes if you don't mind.
Welcome, Willett.
Alexi, I think he went to the bed, but we just talk about that a lot, and we're going to put the thumbnail after the show tonight. I would like to see the King as the Ox coach again, like him. Derek King, yeah, that's something. Another team right now is very slow. Only 1 year. Look for Fasten. Poor Flowers players. Mr. A.O.R. welcome aboard.
Welcome, you.
And RG confirmed Mr. Bill Aslam about that one. Thanks so much, RG, for this one. Matthew SLATER. Favorite pick for Brunson at coach spot at Rangers coach. David Quinn, Kraken assistant, Jay Leach.
Head coach, yeah, I suppose ex-Rangers coach Dave Quinn and Kraken assistant Jay Leach. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility. I know Quinn.
Well, Leach has been there for many years at Boston Bruins. Assistant coach for there. Now they talk about Nate Laitman for the Providence College NCAA about that. I heard also Max Savard should have an interview the next couple of days. He just lost an OHL with Windsor. Savard was going to be an interview with Dallas Star and Detroit Red Wings. I mentioned this on my show tonight, and that's another one. We'll see what is going to happen for sure. Kelly, you are here. You are not happy about the trade for Weber. And look like for some. Yeah, exactly. Look like for some. Will Giroux retire?
I don't think so. I still think he has quite a bit to contribute to somebody. Who it'll be, we'll wait and see. You never know, Coach. Now with maybe. I don't like the way it ended with Philadelphia, but I know he loved playing in Philadelphia for the longest time, and I don't know. Maybe something could be arranged there where he goes back to Philadelphia. Ottawa still seems to be a good fit for him in terms of leadership and experience for a very young team.
I don't think so. He's going to retire for sure. He's going to play hockey. He's only 34, and he have a lot of on the. But it would be interesting about Giroux.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a long shot. Do you believe Carolina could looking for him? If they don't sign Trocheck?
I think they're looking for more. I mean, I know Giroux has very good points year in and year out. He's definitely consistent. But I think they're looking for somebody that can put in, 35 plus goals a year. I'm not sure Giroux can do that anymore.
No, but because my point here is Giroux become a second center. He limit his time on the ice. He's 35 years old, and he behind Howe. And I understand Carolina is looking more for a snapper, the kind of guy like that. But I just feel like if they don't get Trocheck, could be an option for them. He can play winger. But again, we'll see. But I just think that way out on my mind.
Yeah, not bad.
Yes, Alexis, demain. Nat Lafont and back in the house. Nat.
Hey,
Nicolas de Gauby-Bonneau, dans la belle province de Québec, dans la région de Sherbrooke. Nicolas de retour ce soir.
Hey, Nicolas.
And don't forget, everybody, we have a special show tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we invite everybody. Maybe one Batman is gone, Edmonton can finally get a team.
Never happened.
I don't think so.
Toronto and Buffalo will never allow it.
John said, "A coach. I thought the coach worked 80 hours a week." Oh yeah, I was just gave the minimum on that one over there. They almost work 24 hours, John, per week. That's you're absolutely right about this one over there. Renaud, welcome aboard, Renaud. Question number 1 of the night. 3-1 for Bottom Monkey. Savard Romanev on the ice at -15 net goal again. H. Petrie lead with 100 gave away. Does change up the system? Not at all, Renaud. Like I said earlier, you don't look for the minus about this. Romanov is on the process to developing him for 2 more years, Renaud. So that's not a problem. And Savard, everything in the Montreal last season, Renaud, they are not on the right chair. So I would not be worried about the statistically -50 giveaway. And normally a defenseman, Renaud, gave a lot of giveaway puck. Subban dominate a lot. Brand Burns, Doughty, Carlson, they always dominate the giveaway puck. That's just normal as a defenseman to do that. We have a last update, 10-2 for the Yankees. I heard that Dave Albring still apps back from the dead in the 4-line cup. Brendan Boyd, why not? That'll be interesting about this one over there. To follow with this one. Today, rumor report Edmonton would possibly go after Ville Husso.
Billy.
What do you think about that?
It's worth pursuing. I think they have to do something about their goaltending situation. They have to make Koskinen's gone now. Smith is at he's I think almost 40 now. So I don't think you bring him back personally. And so that leaves you with Skinner as your backup, and you need somebody that's going to start. Now, can Husso go to, as a starter full year? I mean, he seemed to do a good job this year with St. Louis until the playoff time. So it's a possibility.
He make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I bring to you Jack Campbell for 2 reasons, Mr. Notap. Let's talk about Toronto. So we have a lot of fans that Toronto are going to have some reaction. Sometimes it's good to make some fire in the pot. So the news today I heard from Pierre Lebrun. He heard Jack Campbell negotiate right now with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He's staying, baby. He's staying put.
So that's the first time for the last couple of weeks we heard that one there. Then they have a mega trade between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals for Samsonov to Toronto and Nylander go to Washington. And I don't want to mention all the players. A little bit crazy why someone did it. But what do you think about this?
Well, I didn't hear about the trade rumor. I mean, it depends what all the pieces are in the end. But the fact that they're talking is obviously good.
It makes sense. It really makes sense there.
And I think what kind of precipitated that was the fact that Gibson, said he doesn't want to leave Anaheim. So I think maybe that was their front runner if they could get him. Now that they know they can't, they're reevaluating everything and figuring, well, maybe we should try to renegotiate with our current goaltender, Campbell.
Yep. And I think Samsonov could be another option with trade without because Nylander go to Washington. That's changed a lot. Maybe have a trade the right defenseman for Washington can go also out. But that's something maybe people in the chat can talk about this.
Maybe Mrazek going the other way.
Could be another option for them to get him a Vanecek. That's not give Washington a very solid duo about this. Also today, Lee make it very clear against was never in their interest.
Yeah,
the cost would be too high about that one over there. Matthew, I have a question. Today, a National Mascot Day. Who is your friend mascot? Thanks for taking my questions, gentlemen. You all guys awesome.
Well, Youpie, of course. Hey, Gritty. Gritty's good too. I like Gritty.
Here we go, Matthew. But maybe Matthew maybe he never heard that, but I did. I was mascot professional at some point, and
Yes.
on my old time, and then we have to go to all the way to Mr. Natap. You remember the chicken? There's Patras, the Santiago Padres chicken.
Yes.
He was really the first mascot. He start everything in the major and any sport. Chicken, born in Vancouver, is another Canadian guy. Start the mascot over there, and then after that, you have to go with the fanatic for the Flyers, for the Phillies in baseball, and then you have to go with the Gorilla for the Arizona and basketball. And that's pretty much what I know about mascot. And Grady is just a baby right now.
I
He
forgot
needs
all about that.
need about a couple more years about that one over there. Steve G. Ralphie for the Buffalo for the University of Colorado. Here we go. Ralphie may be the mascot for that. The factory was 81 degrees today, Chicago. All right. Jeffrey, welcome back again, Jeffrey. I'm glad to having you aboard
Welcome,
tonight.
Jeffrey.
If you trade Anderson, where is not first on the wing? How about trading Anderson for Laney constantly for the jacket there?
They won't do that. I don't think Columbus does that.
Now, the conversation, Jeffrey, for Anderson, it was for, we're going to talk a little bit more about this maybe Sunday night, but it was the fact that Montreal maybe trade Anderson to get a trade up and the next NHL draft. So that's the reason why they heard the word Anderson with the New Jersey Devils and everything like that, or maybe the New York Islanders. Question number 3, I believe. Who are the Sabre top 3 prospect?
Oh,
But it all depends about him. Okay, if
How
you
you look
if
at
you
it.
calculate, if you think Ramis Dallin is still a prospect, that's the one. Whatever he play, prospect has always been usually under 22 years old in my book. So Dallin is number 1. Owen Power is number 2 over there. Or if you don't put Paul in there, let's go with Owen Power. That's the one over there.
well,
And then after that,
Owen Power is for sure.
yeah. And then after that,
think
you have a
Owen
couple.
Power
So
is-
you can start with Peyton Krebs. That's another one you can add. You can also add Jack Quinn for them. That's another solid over there. And then the rest, of course, the players are already in the lineup, but they are. Is it Cassie Messeltad is another one? It's it was draft in Chicago and what 18 I believe or 17, 18. That gave him almost like 22 years old. That's another one. He never reached his full potential
Yes.
because injury, and so that's
They
really
have, they also have Isaac Rosen that I think will be pretty good winger.
Peterka.
Paterka, that's right. Yeah.
Peterka, that's another one over there. So we did pretty good on that one. We give a good answer. That's pretty good about this. The league need to make room for Campbell if he wants to play here. He wants to win. Yes. Nylander to Washington. Kelly, here we go. Kelly is probably Nylander and Kerfoot. Here we go. Nylander to Wash, not a good fit, I think. For Luke, question, Kelly, could DeBrincat stay in Chicago?
I would really like to see Nylander go to the Islanders. I'll be honest with you. I think that would give them a good offensive kick, and that they've been lacking that for a while now. And they could probably get one of the 2 goalies out of that.
But the key behind this, Nylander is young, right? She's getting old over there. Backstrom's getting old over there. And the right side right now they have Wilson Oshie on the wing or the right winger. And
Washington,
they have Backstrom and they have also Anthony Mata. I think that we add more for a great another one of power play Nylander there. That would be amazing, honestly. So that gave them a little bit more some from other action, they can make other trade also for get something there for sure. So I would like to have Nylander there. I think. Look, question from Kelly: could DeBrincat stay in Chicago?
I mean, he could always stay there, but I think right now they're total. Chicago's looking at a total rebuild, and they know that that takes a while, and DeBrincat's not going to really work into that. Like how they want to acquire as many assets as possible through drafts or prospects, and so somebody like DeBrincat will bring a huge load their way, and there's a lot of teams that are interested, and even Montreal's in that conversation.
Now, DeBrincat, you have one more year to go at 6.4, Mr. Nortap, become RFA next year.
Right.
The only thing I would say to Kelly, he will not sign a new contract with Chicago Blackhawks.
I think he's gone this year.
So that gave them 1 year to move him. That's my point behind. So I don't know when. It could be summer. It could be at the trade deadline. But I don't see them to resign him for next year. That's the same case with Taze and Kane. 3 of them become honestly with contract they need next week. With Cassidy in Vegas, how will Jack Eichel perform?
Well, regardless of Cassidy, I think Eichel, just the mere fact that he's going to finally go through, a summer and then a preseason, hopefully healthy, and then he's gotten into the system now. He understands what Vegas is about. I think we're going to see a huge jump in his numbers next year. Like this guy, he's an elite player, and he always has been. He came back from a real devastating injury with an operation that was never performed on anybody else before, and he came out okay. Like he still produced for Vegas, but not to his standards or what we're used to. So I think he's going to have a very good year next year. And Cassidy helps that because he's very offensive minded as well, and it will allow those kind of players to roam and be creative.
It's funny you said that because I would say to you, Cassidy will help him to mature Jack Eichel as a hockey player. So what I said about this is, at some point, each player reached the another side of their skill, the two-way player, the defensive zone coverage. You can see those the last 12, 15 months of Austin Matthews in Toronto. He's changing his game. He play better on defensive zone. He back-checking more. He steal the pocket. Those stuff you never see at a young age over there. And for me, Cassidy would bring the Patrice Bergeron he saw for many years in front of him to bring this to the game at Jack Eichel. So that would not say he's become a defensive player. I'm not saying he's going to be a Patrice Bergeron. He will mature the game of Jack Eichel on the ice. That's my point here behind that. And when you have already Mark Stone was maybe one of the best winger defensive side on 3 zone, that's helping more Jack Eichel also on the under the side, where on the line of Marchand, Pastrnak, and Bergeron, Bergeron was taking care about all the everything on defensive. He was really the one is controlling everything. On that one is Max Stone. But again, to get Jack Eichel, I think is a good asset for him to get Bruce Cassidy. And at the end of the day, it's going to be one thing for him is the health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
a good point. Yep.
That's really about that one over there. They need to sign some hockey player, Jeffrey. Please sign if you did. A question from Luc Lafortune. Is Domi still under contract or free agent?
I think he has one more year.
No, he's UFA.
He's a UFA? Okay.
Yeah. UFA, Luc, and I can check again.
I think you're right. That's why
I'm pretty sure, like 99%, but I want to confirm with you. Yeah, he is UFA.
Right. You're right.
Dummy. He's not to go. He's 27 years old. He's a difficult player. Locker room. He have some his resume has not always been green or clear. Every time that is show with Carolina, when you have a stacked team, it's just become a bottom 6 players.
Yeah.
And that will limit it
But
because there is contract
has-
negotiation, and he's going to have only a specific number of the team, one max Domi, and not like everybody, or he's going to be the top 15 best UFA on the map.
Yeah, but has he accepted the fact that maybe he's a bottom 6? That's the problem. I think he thinks he's still either first or second liner, and it's going to be hard for him to really produce like that at that rate.
When he got traded for the Montreal over there, he got a contract, $5.3 million from the Columbus Blue Jackets for 2 years, and he was traded for Josh Anderson, if the people want to remember that one over there. So I don't think so. He's a $5 million in my book. I will go about 3.5 at 27. He's still, last season he played 72 games. He have only 11 goals for 40 points. 39 point, honestly. 24 the year before, 44 with Montreal the second year, but 72 the year before. The only best year he got is really with Montreal, and 18-19. That remind me a lot, Josh Anderson, about the number, not about the players, but about the number. That's what he get almost, both of them. But
Yeah.
it would be not easy for him. Yeah, good goalie for him there. Need to play with a team he has all in offense. Yeah, that's a great point here. Look about this. He will suffer in the Islanders. Islanders team for sure. Jeffrey, the Lightning gave up 2 first-round picks for Eagle. That should be the starting point if you trade Anderson. What player or more picks should the Abs get?
Oh man, I would love to get 2 first-round picks, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the starting point has to be. I mean, Anderson could get you probably a first and a B level prospect, if you're looking at it from that perspective. But I do believe it's going to be part of a 2 or 3 way trade. That's where I think this is headed.
Yeah, the good thing for him is because he have not many winger size he is. And it shows.
Right, he's in high demand.
Right? So
Low
on that
supply.
side. But if you talk about hockey size or hockey performance, he's just an average.
Yeah.
Like, he is really a bottom 6. That's how he is. That's
You're
really
right.
Josh Anderson. For me, the team give him a big first round pick. I believe they make a mistake. I still
it.
believe they make a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand what he bring, but 19 goals per year, 35 points per year, a 5.5, that's a lot of money, and you carry on about that one there. I believe he's not a top 6 player in NHL. And a third line, it would be fit very well if he was about $3.5 million, $4 million per year. That's
right.
it.
He's too expensive for a third liner. Yeah.
Right? And the statistically, they show it. And again, because he's 6'3", his speed is great for his size, but he's not a finisher. You know what I mean? He can carry on the puck all the way, but at the end, he will not score. His hands are limited. He does not have a great hands like, he have a good shot, but he does not find a way. So for me...
I mean, he does have an uncanny ability to try to get to the front of the net. He does that very, very well. I agree with you that his touch around the net sometimes is not where it should be, given his skill set. And then even his physicality, like, a guy his size, I think he should be hitting a lot more than he does. Like, some nights you don't notice him on the ice.
Inconsistency is the word for me.
Yeah.
All right. Question by the monkey, number 4. With that enough out, who is the next one out for Vegas?
Oh, Probably. I mean, it could be. Uh-oh.
Super Chat.
Mr. Inaltap, are you ready to pick up the car? Because we have to jump
Let's
in the
go.
car. Here we go. Super Chat, John did it again. He did it again. Super Chat. Here we go. Reverse. Let's go. Super Chat, John D did it again. Chop, 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 chop. John D did it again. With this Super Chat, Mr. Inaltap, he take the
John,
lead. He take the lead for the most Super Chat in the June 17
awesome.
updated. I cannot put the leaderboard here because if on my under the graphic, but I just complete this. He become about that one over there. Is it the second one?
Super Chat.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, it's the same one.
Same one.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. And he said to you, Mr. Inot, he said, Inota has a 1 million Canadian smile. You're absolutely right.
1 million.
He bring the joy in the
Thank
house.
you. Love being here, guys. Yeah.
I lost the track right now. Here we go.
Yeah,
John, thanks so much
we
again.
were-
You are very kind, very amazingly good. And don't forget to email me, Mr. John. We need your email. Get out another email tonight or tomorrow morning. Who is the next one out for Vegas? Did you answer back or you was going to answer?
Yeah, I think we had just started that. I mean, Riley Smith is a UFA this year, so that's a possibility.
I really believe they would try to trade William Carlson.
You think so?
5.9, 5 years to go, 29 years old. That's a big contract for 9 goals last year.
You think they'll hang on to Martinez at 34?
34, you have only 2 years to go.
Yeah, but I think he's making around
5.2.
5.2.
Yep. So
Yeah, it'll be
you talk
interesting.
about Carlson. I would give you 3 names. Carlson, Martinez,
Riley.
and Leonard.
Oh, Leonard, yeah, Leonard's a possibility. How much is Leonard making now?
$5 million.
Okay.
I apologize. He scored 12 goals last year, Carlson.
Yeah, but he had an off year, and like his contract was at the foot of a very good season where he showed a lot of.
Oh, yeah. He scored 40 goals after that. And that's why the GM sometimes they shoot themselves at their foot because they try to give away all the way. He was 27 years old at that time, but he never did read that one over there. I would take that money given to Stephenson at 2.7.
That's right, because
Yeah, I mean.
Stevenson does a lot more for the team. But you know what? The true Carlson is somewhere in between. He's not a 40-goal scorer, but this year was not him either. He's somewhere in between. He's a good, I'd say, 20 to 25 goal scorer. Brings good speed to the game. He's a good third liner.
Yep. Randy N, welcome aboard. Thanks to be with us. First question, what is the reason for Vegas to get Weber? And is it Weber picture behind you in our top? Did you show the picture behind you?
I added it somewhere back here.
Yeah, we say it.
Yeah.
So what the reason they trade him?
Oh, I think we answered that earlier. For Weber.
Randy was not here.
Oh, well, we wanted to get
You're going
rid
to
of the
you're going to learn. You have to tell 20 times the story about that. That's just normal. That's part of the show. That's part where we are. But that's normal because everybody show up at different time and everything like that. Nothing wrong. It's great. But just want to mention this to you.
Well, he wasn't going to play again for Montreal. I mean, he's going to be announcing at some point that he's retired. I mean, he's not going to be playing for Vegas, obviously, either. The problem is Montreal needed to get rid of that contract. Vegas had to make room because they were, I believe, $11 million over their salary cap. So in getting rid of that enough, that got rid of $5 million right there. So they're almost halfway through doing that. And they can put him on their LTIR, right? Without really any. I mean, they only have to pay him, I think, in total over the next 4 years, $6 million.
Yeah, so
$3
the money
million
for
this year.
them is not big deal. I will try to explain
Yeah.
this in 30 seconds, Randy, to understand one thing here. The key figure is not to get Weber. Think about this. The key it was to give a player a $5 million out of the salary cap. So it was that enough. And that enough now they can give to someone in return. They was give like they could get like nothing in return. They would be happy at the end of the day because they gave out $5 million out of the salary cap is already over already. That's the first thing. The second thing, the Weber situation does not hurt their cap, salary cap, until they don't have another one like Jack Eagle for a long-term injury that bring them at $20 million. It can run this for 1 or 2 years, 3 years. That hurt a team. You was completely stuck with that part over there. So for them, they take a chance. They know it's 3 more years. For the Montreal, it's great because now they're sure for 4 years they can carry on Carey Price next year. That will not that will give them the salary cap close anyway. It's not a problem. That'll give them a little bit a chance to move around. Now, when you have 2 long, big contract like them, that give them a $20 million, that's not what you want to get at some point. So that's the reason that the Vegas got in return, and that's the reason they don't get any trade, any draft pick or whatever it is. And as a reason, help both teams at the same time, for sure. And I think they were smart. I think you have to give them smart.
Yeah,
Montreal Canadian. I don't know who initiated that, but that people did it. They did very smart.
I think it was a win-win situation for both.
Definitely.
teams, for sure.
Strasic is in the house.
Hey, STRADER, how are you? You know, Coach, I think we did have 2 super chats.
You think?
I think so. We might want to check it later, but
I saw only one.
I thought I saw 2, but I
But
could be
on
wrong.
my feed here. But the time I'm doing this, maybe someone can answer back.
Yeah.
That'll be the easy one. We can dance all night if we have to. That's no problem. That'll be all right about this one over there. Let's go back to the question about Strasic. What is special Montreal goaltending? This is the biggest 1 million question at Strasic. Nobody knows. Only Carey Price will know, and the only time they will know that is only at the end of July, maybe in August. Price is tried to go back. He would do everything to try to come back, but if the knee cannot be full capacity 100%, it would be on the long term. Some people already mentioned, now Weber is out. They know already. Nobody knows exactly, and they give them until August to figure out. Now, the key behind this question, Mr. Natap, if he's out, you're going to have Jake Allen and Montembeault and or Primo, depends one of the two. It could be the backup at that one. They have to sign again. Montembeault is still an RFA, but that would be the situation in Montreal at that moment on the goaltender.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what happened. Thank you so much, RJ. Would you the wing have Petry or Martinez?
I think they're both making around the same kind of money, if I'm not mistaken.
6.25 versus 5.5, 5.3.
Well, that's just this year. Are you talking about Petry? I mean, Petry, Coach. I know we
5.2 Martinez for 2 years, Petry 3 years, 6.25.
Oh, 6.25, yeah. I mean, that one's cheaper, but he's also a little bit older. Martinez is.
Same age.
Same? Yeah.
But among case, you have 2 players right there, similar on the age, and 1 million cheaper Martinez, and 1 year contract less for Martinez. But Martinez is a defensive players more, and Petry is more an offensive players. But the monkey about this. Now, Petry is a right defenseman, and Martinez is a left defenseman, I believe. Yes. So It depends what you're looking for. We know Maurice Zeller is a right defenseman. Ronek is a right defenseman, I believe. But they expect maybe to add one defenseman at the same caliber you talk about at some point next season. Please put a get. Jose, thank you. Look, said Domi has a big ego. Well, at least the Leaf finally finished paying out Phil Kessel. That's a great news. Roger Delaney in the house.
Hey, Roger. Welcome.
And talking about Roger, everybody, and I know we don't promote a lot, but we want to mention this again tomorrow. Don't forget to join us. Special edition tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Mr. Jared Brown from the Draft Pros Director Scouting will be with us. Time to come here to learn about the NHL draft players and ask questions about your team, where they should go, the pick they have. Everything like that, Jared will give you all the information, and he will definitely give you great information, better at me, because that's what he does about that one over there. Bill with Anderson on your team, not trade him. Randy N said. Here we go. Stratic, Asia has super low cap hit over long term. That's why he got better pick. Anderson would. Well, yeah, Stratic, that's the first thing. Secondly, also the age is another part of the puzzle for right there. So that's another thing behind this Stratic. But they pay the price a lot for him.
Yeah.
Look like Fortune said Anderson is big. That's all. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, of course he's big. Mr.
He's
Dan
big.
Asham,
He's a
welcome
good
aboard.
skater. Dan, welcome.
Thank you again for your super chat, Mr. John. We got all the smile from Mr. Inatap. They can build so he thinks. John App, reverse, John Hype, and we got the Dauphin. There we go. Yeah, the man, Mathieu. Thank you so much, everybody. Renaud, Biron, Gally, Anderson, will they make up the most expensive four line?
Why fourth line? Like Anderson currently is playing on a second line. Byron is on the fourth, and who was the other? Gally. Gally's on a third. Yeah.
Only one of the three right now, the name he mentioned, will be on the four line if they have to use him.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be Byron right now.
From Steve G, he said 2 super chat. Coach Brian is away at the even. Super chat over there. And Mr. Natap, we have to do it again. That's something we love to do this for sure. John, unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Super chat number 2. John the 30. Super chat. Rivers. Let's go. Chop, chop, chop. Super chat, Mr. John D. Super chat, John D. Hype again. Of course, we love it. And he definitely take the lead at that moment with 140 about that one over there. Coach made a stay away for Evan. That's a lot of wings at the Hooters. RG said 34 likes. I'm not on the YouTube channel. Keep up, Mr. RG.
34 likes?
I'm sorry?
Only 34 likes?
I don't know. Looks like we have 34 so far. John eating the RL out. That's super chat. Steve G said. Marchessault 2. Marchessault is a UFA next season for the Vegas Golden Knight. No, Marchessault, Riley Smith. Marchessault have a 2-year contract. I think they will try to keep him. I don't see Marchessault get out over there.
I don't either.
Alan says, see you Saturday night. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Thank you, Jose. Mr. Stu! Oh my God! Back in the house tonight.
Welcome, Stu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stu. Always a pleasure having you about this. Coach, your background has got to go. Yes. That's funny you mentioned this Steve. To me. No, it's because honestly, if you think about this, I don't know, but that picture is amazing. Like how clean it is. Like I said, wow, this is great. I can see everything. Like pretty amazing. But I know some point someone would tell me about this, but I don't know. I like to be sit in the locker room. I think I will pass my life in the locker room. So
This is a background.
everything like that. No, I cannot have no wall like this. I have another thing behind me, but it's not the same thing. But still, that's a good point. David Perron, initial contract talk have not started well. He offered 2 years at much lower salary expected, just announced a few hours ago. It was mentioned at some point with Doug Armstrong about this situation. What do you see Perron returning or still with there, Mr. Notap?
I think the answer is somewhere in between. I given what he's done, like I'll be honest with you, in the last couple of years, I've been expecting Perron to sort of um, have less and less production, but to his credit, I mean, he produces every single year, and he's absolutely fantastic in front of the net, where he gets his stick on a lot of pucks or rebounds. Um, Maybe they've got to. I think if St. Louis is smart, they'll try to find something a little bit lower. I don't think he'll get 4, but maybe with longevity, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he was at $4 million. He loved St. Louis. Honestly, he loved to be there, and he's 34 years old. So expect him about maximum, $4 million, and maybe to try to go lower because the salary cap problem. They have to sign O'Reilly and everybody else in the next 2 years. So I think that would be the one thing they have to go with him. Under the one is Tyler Bozak, and they have to sign Nick Lady if he's returning over there. Well, I'll be surprised to sign him about this. So
Is Bozak now in his late 30s?
oh yeah, it's 35,
Yeah, he might be done, right? Like
36.
was this his last year?
Yeah, I think they would keep him like a little bit like this Jason Spencer case, where they would bring him at less at 700 or 800 and play him like 30 games, something like that, up and down. And he was there at the playoff at the end of this year, pretty experienced. He looked like a good guy and everything. So I would not be surprised to keep him a guy like that.
Yeah.
And around there. Here we go. Mr. King of Gamer in the house.
Hey, King, Justin, how are you?
What do you see that enough start in the lineup next year?
Probably second line, but I can see him maybe getting some time, even with Suzuki and Caulfield at times. That might be a very dangerous line. But
I wouldn't be surprised to start right there.
Maybe.
He played many times with Barkov on the left side with Mike Hoffman on the right. So that remember, right, guys, when he scored Hoffman scored 30 goals. Hoffman was the right wing. Dadonov was the left winger, and Barkov was in the middle.
That's right.
So I wouldn't be surprised they tried to get here. But honestly, if you look at the chart with Drouin third line over there, I think it would be second or first, top 6 at the beginning.
Absolutely, yeah.
Could the Abs declare Price last for a period of time? If he can play at some point next season, they could all come up, I believe, what's happened if he cannot play next year.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Jeffrey, I think they're just waiting on results. Like, I think the preliminary results were that he may have needed another operation instead, because the knee was not recovering the way it should. Now, what they did is they gave him some, I forget what it's called, but it's just injections of your own plasma blood, and hopefully that speeds up the process of recovery. But that takes, from what I hear, anywhere between 2 to 3 months before you see any kind of result. And so right now it's up in the air. I suspect he'll go on the LTIR right away, and then I'm sure they'll have space on their cap if he recovers and everything is going well to bring him back into the lineup. Otherwise, he's going to stay there all year.
Yep, I agree with you about this one over there. Danny, Danny changed his logo from the Nordic to use this one, like Mr. Steve G. About that one there. I put Ken Dryden just show up on my locker room, and Mr.
I like
Laptop,
that
so
one.
I put Ken Dryden behind me, so that
With
helping.
his vintage mask.
And we want to thanks everybody for John for back-to-back super chat. So he show up on our graphic. It was not sure on the feed. So again, John, you have no clue how we are really appreciated, grateful. Coach, what do you think the next step should make the free up more space? And follow-up question, what do you think a contract extension term will be on that out one over there? If you would follow me my video every morning at 11, yeah, all you answer there. We love you, King. It's just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I think next is perhaps what happens with Petrie. I think that's the next movement they're trying to get. And if that could be sort of massaged before the draft, that would be fantastic. Then at the draft, I think we're looking at the possibility of packaging some of the picks, or maybe, a pick and a player or two, like we were saying with Anderson, or maybe Byron, Armia, who picked up a little bit of value at the overseas just a little while ago. So I could see them making some moves there and picking up some draft picks for next year, which is the real year that you want to have some high picks. And then I think that's pretty much it. The rest is to continue with the building process. And if they get lucky and they're able to have anywhere between the first to, I would even go as far as the 8th round pick next year in next year's draft, they're going to have another excellent player on their hands.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's why we give him a first round pick to Montreal Canadiens.
For Petrie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree. I think Petrie will get us a first.
Because the 12 will be again at the bottom, and they would keep the draft pick over there. I would not be surprised. They would say, look, we're getting you money, 6.25. That's the reason what I've said. Although the team go over 20 plus, the negotiation before that, they would say, no, we cannot give you this first round pick. At least you gave you the 2024. The second thing I would said, if Detroit had said, look, I pick up your money, I'm going to give you Philip Zadina in return.
No. I'd rather they say, I'll pick up 20% of Petrie's contract, but I want that first.
Because Detroit don't really need Jeff Petrie.
Well,
Montreal need to trade
Dallas.
Jeff Petrie. That's the reverse of what is going on right there. And that's what I said. Jeff Petrie, his value is limited because his contract at his age. So he don't have the same way to stock exactly like Josh Anderson example.
So let's send them to Dallas, because if they don't sign Klingberg, they're definitely looking for a right-handed defenseman.
Yeah, but again, that's now Dallas. You talk about the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 pick in the standing. You don't talk the top 10. That's my point here.
That's true.
So that's the reason I would say that would be a little bit careful about that one over there. I got everybody. Don't be scared, Blackhawks. You're going to get something big in return about the DeBrincat. There are many interested about it. It will have to be an amazing offer for Josh Anderson. Plant, and he said he would take to bring him away. It would take a big amazing offer.
Yeah, that we talked about that earlier. Justin, is they definitely. I think right now Hughes is posturing a little bit. As much as he loves Anderson, I think if he can get the right deal, he's just trying to muster more interest from other teams and see if he can up his value a little bit more.
The only way to trade Anderson is if he can move up around 15 and the next draft pick.
I want that number 6.
You cannot get 6 for Anderson. Impossible.
Well, yeah, you have to. I think you have to. You have to package something else with it. I agree with that, but you might have to give away one of your prospects, like maybe a Harris with that.
It's too risky from 6 to 12. You don't take a better advantage at 6 to 12. You still have you can get Savoie, Kiki, Litimarenki. You can
At
get
12.
at 12.
Yeah, but at 6 you could probably pick up maybe Nemec is still around. At 6 you can pick
Nemec
up.
will be gone.
Okay, Jiricek then. He'll
But
probably be
they're not
there.
going to move there to pick a defenseman. They have too many
Yeah.
defensemen on their team. So if they move there, and then 12, you can have you can have Nazar, you can have Kemel. The pick
Yeah.
at 12 to 6, you have to pay something where you don't get a lot of big. It's not like a big jump between, and you the risk to pay a price for what you're still not sure what you're going to get in 3 years. I don't think so. It's worth it.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I could see that, but
Now 6 and 18, that's another conversation. That's another conversation.
yeah.
But 6 to 12 for what they have and there, and then you don't have to do it yet. You're waiting and waiting and waiting. What is get out, and then you make the trade right away after that. That would be something I will look better about this.
Yeah, yeah, that'll definitely be done at the table if it gets done.
I'm sorry.
It'll definitely be done at the draft
Yeah,
table.
yeah, of
just
course.
before the picks.
I would trade it for the bucket, the Hot Wings. 37 likes. 40 is a yes, supplied others. Yep. Steve over there. If DeBrincat does not get trade before the draft, then do you think he stays in Chicago? He will be gone on the trade deadline.
Yeah, maybe at the trade.
1
deadline,
year
yeah.
max. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the same surface the honest girl in the deal. Perron to Montreal. No.
No, I don't see that.
We just gone being to 41, Mr. Notap. Drake
right.
Anderson for Columbus. The first 2-round pick, Gerard Tremblay. Welcome, Mr. Gerard. First time in the house.
It's not going to happen. We'll be lucky if we get 12. I would be happy just for number 6, but you won't get both picks for him.
Yep. Luc Laforcade Anderson would be a great fit in St. Louis.
That's interesting. I don't think they can fit him at this point. I mean, they're having trouble with Perron, so Anderson would be
It would be a great fit as a player, but not
as
also
a
a cap.
player. Yeah.
Why don't we do a fantasy draft next year, Jeffrey? Well, you're just 10 months behind. We did one. We always do Jeffrey one, and it was we did last season. Yamo win, right? Is it Yamo win?
Did he finish first or second? You finished third?
No, it's
I-
Peter's. It's Peter's. It's
Peter
Peter
did, yeah.
win. Yamo last, and I finished third.
And you
Yes,
finished-
and Jeffrey,
And
what
I
we
finished fourth.
sorry, Inata finished fourth. I don't know how he did it, but he finished fourth.
Hey, I had a good team. Never mind.
The point, Jeffrey, is we didn't open up. What we're looking for next year is to have 12 to 20 players. They participate and not never check. And we learned from that one there, but we'll definitely do it, Mr. Jeffrey. Great question, by the way. Thank you, Danny and Jose. King, this plasma of talent is the last result before any surgery would be exactly. And the problem for that is all about the swollen problem about that. And at that, Weber picture must to go. Yeah, you got three, Mr. Inatap. You have to do him.
Well, I have to
John,
get rid
thanks
of
so
half
much.
of
But
these.
again, we thank you, Mr. John. You're the reason. And don't forget to email us John, if you don't mind, we wait for you email. Montreal don't want anything for Petrie. Just take him, please. Like La Fortune. That's pretty much what we think.
Come on, Luke. Come
10,
on.
10-3 for the Yankees. If Montreal gave up a retired price, it will give you Nylander. Petrie for 2-round pick will make me satisfied.
Yeah, me too.
That's pretty much what he can get. 43 likes will draw and this. Jose, if you don't get that first, that I've done save on my keeping Petrie and they get my straight deadline. 44. Sorry for the joke, guys. As the Leaf fan, there are nothing left but the laugh pad alive on the fall. Yeah, don't worry, Jeffrey. We understand you. And that's the way you have to be. Mr. Angelo Marietta.
Salute, Angelo.
We need to play a music. And when Angelo show up, we need to play like a Mexican music, like dancing and everything like that. We need to find something for Angelo show up like that. I feel like he's the guy who can do that. I don't have this personally about me, about this, but I don't know what I have. I don't have those kind of stuff like that. But maybe we can find a song at some point. Yeah, Jeffrey. 10 months late, my girlfriend also said that. Thanks so much, Danny, about this. I feel that Tortorella will be a great asset to the Flyers. He's a big fan of the Flyers. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I like Torts too. The problem is he's very divisive in some ways. You either love or you hate Torts, but he's very transparent. I mean, he tells it like it is, and he expects every team. He's the number one guy. Like a lot of times we talk about Cooper and what he's done to create, players that are willing to give their body to block pucks in front of the net, especially at playoff time with the Lightning. But Torts was one of the first that implemented that. And every team he's been on, if you do not block shots, you will not be playing for him. And I think that's, the demands that he has, they work, but players over the long haul sort of get tired of that message over and over, and some are not willing to pay the price. So his shelf life will not be long, but I definitely think he will help Philadelphia.
Yeah. King said, imagine if they did not have 20 goals, 25 at the trade deadline, what he can get in return.
Oh, at the trade deadline. Yeah. You know what? He could have 20 goals for sure.
And Mr. Johnny from Japan is in the house. Good morning, Mr. Johnny. Glad to see you, my friend.
Are you sure that says Johnny?
I'm sorry again?
Are you sure that says Johnny?
Yeah, I know my Japanese language, Mr. Notap. You have to be impressed. Okay. I know everybody. I'm telling you now. Here we go. He said, Johnny just answered me back. I'm telling you, you don't believe me. John Tortorella is a very good coach. Yes, John Tortorella is 20 years old, 20 years behind the bench in NHL, and then also he became the 23rd overall, the 23rd head coach for the Flyers. He is 0.548 winning percentage for him, and look, he brings some asset. And again, he said right away. I think Fletcher got it. He said, I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win. So we're going to get some players and we're going to start. That's what he is, right? The good news is for the people like me, love the press conference after the game for coaches. I'm just get another hour, cannot sleep anymore because I have to wait for Tortorella to tell me some good news about this. So it's a great asset, Johnny, and for also Angelo. Two of them are a great fans of the Flyers. They're going to be really active, Mr. Nortap, during the off-season, the Flyers. And then they pick number 5.
I believe so.
Arizona, Seattle, Philadelphia, yes.
Yeah.
That gives them a really solid players.
Sure it does, yeah.
I think they should look for Jiricek over there.
It won't be a player that'll be in the lineup right away, I don't believe.
And if they go with Cherry-Check, they'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Rana, welcome aboard. What do the Flyers have going forward? I think they are finished bottom 10.
Well, I here's the problem. I still think the ownership, especially Fletcher and sort of some of the alumni there, they still believe that they have a great team, and they just had a bad year, and that's a problem because they're not willing to accept the fact that it's going to have to be a rebuild here. Like they have to shed a couple of contracts, closely look at some of the players that they have, see if they can deal them away for draft picks or some young prospects, and build from there. Can they do it quickly? Yes, they can, because I think they have a good core of players that are in the system, and it all starts in net with Hart.
I will mention, I will continue with you and finish your point after that. Tippett, Frost, Kate, Farabee, and Konechny as the forward.
Absolutely, and there's nothing, nothing wrong with that core of people. I think they're working at a surplus, like they have money to spend.
The problem is the salary cap with GVR and Kevin Hayes.
I think those are the ones that I'm referring to that they need to let go. Like I think JVR has had his best years and should probably be gone there. But I mean, you're also looking at guys like they have in the minors that are going to be coming up.
They don't have a lot, unfortunately.
Well, Tyson Forster's a nice player.
He's already there, but I will tell you one kid there, Tyson Forster. Is that what you said? Forster?
Yeah.
Or Morgan's Frost. Okay, I got it. And he also didn't weigh and the QM could be another one some points. But they are limited, honestly, on the prospect. And on the defense, they don't have a lot over there. Wiley is maybe the best over there. With Millman, but Millman never reached his full potential again. But again, it's a team right now, they could turn around a little bit if they can find a way to trade a big contract and maybe find a UF free. But again, Mr. Notap, only $5 million on the salary cap.
Left right now. How many players are signed?
You have to sign 5 more.
Right. Yeah, I think JVR is one of them that you got to let go.
And you have on the injury reserve, Couturier and Ryan Ellis.
Yeah, which are going to be 2 very nice additions.
Right? The good news for them, Mr. Notap.
Although Ellis has expressed a desire to leave.
Ellis?
Yeah.
It was a rumor for someone. Then he said doesn't want to go. The biggest problem, it was Provorov over there. So that'll be something to get there over there. Let's go move on what we got. Great answer. And hopefully, Roland, you're happy about that one over there. Thanks, Roland, to be with us tonight. Zenit Gaming from Saint-Beau, Saint-Jean-de-Beauce in the house. Zella Rule and Caroline. Welcome back. John Tortorella interview are the best. Always get some popcorn. I agree with you. And Johnny back in the chat. Coach, do you do the game party tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning we do a special show for this NHL draft pick, Mr. Johnny. So it'll be midnight, and we do the game tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You talk about morning for him. Yes, Mr. Johnny. I'll hopefully see you aboard 12, game number 2.
12 noon, not midnight, Coach.
No, I'm talking for him. He's in Japan.
Oh, for him. Okay.
I know my results are Islanders, Devil are 20 forward, Flyers 20 backward. I don't see them better get to them. Yeah, honestly, they have a lot to get there for sure. Flyers need a great goalie. Ace was a mistake. I agree with you about that one over there. And tomorrow, work a party LPA Lincoln Park Hacker on the YouTube channel. Be busy. Thank you so much, Mr. RJ. We wish you an amazing, great day. We wish the weather would be nice to you. Enjoy with your friends, everybody. Jeffrey, we'll love to have Jeffrey here. If Price was to retire, how can the app get his salary out of the cap? If they are unable to perform available, how can a sort of the firm a trade get Price out of their cap? That's not good enough. I'm sure, Mr. Natap, you didn't understand nothing. You did not follow the question. So I can answer first, and then you can follow about that. Jeffrey, it's easy. So if Carey Price decide to be retired tomorrow morning, everything delete for Montreal Canadiens. They don't have to pay him. He don't get any money. He's out on the salary cap of a Montreal Canadiens. It's completely out, and that's it. Yeah, nothing else. If they decide to retire tomorrow, if he stay with Montreal and he is hurt, he cannot play, and they keep him. He does not want to retire. He wants to get his money. That's his right, and he should be that way. You put him on the long-term injury reserve, and that money does not affect the salary cap of Montreal if they are they are already over the salary cap or close to salary cap, and that's how it works. So honestly, it does not hurt the Montreal Canadiens about that one. That's not enough. How can a side for the trade get Price it up their cap? You're not going to get trade him, Jeffrey. At least Price never come back like Weber. That's the only way, and that's what I can explain the best I can right now. Mr. Natap, anything you want to add about this?
No, I think that's perfect, Coach.
All right. We heard Bernard Parent coming back out of the retirement. He's going to be the starter, the goaltender next year. Bernie, number one, would be great. The Flyers, like Chicago, need to rebuild. I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. That's what
I'm not
referring to. No, I don't think they're a retooling team, Coach.
They have too many good players over there to rebuild.
They have good players. They do, but that's not enough.
But that's you find a way. But a rebuild for me is to trash everybody out at zero.
No. That's not what I'm referring to.
You talk more about retools.
But for me, see, when you say retool, it means we need to go out there and get a couple players, and that puts us over the top.
But rebuild for him is completely start like the Chicago Blackhawks. So trade, and Flyers have too many. They have Couturier over there, and the lineup. They have Ren Ellis over there. They have Ellis, and then they have a lot of great hockey players over there to trade everybody. They have Ristolainen. They have Provorov. We talk about 8, 9, 10 players to give up.
Yeah,
that's my point. It's rebuild, more like retools.
No, they have to take their core and build around that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They are a little bit what Montreal is.
I think Montreal's a little bit ahead of the game.
I feel they are behind Flyers about rebuild.
No, I think we have a better prospects.
No. But I feel like if Montreal have to go a little bit more deeper to come back up, because Montreal have not. They have finished last this year, and they have to go back one more time behind next season to get another great pick to pick it up everything, and. Because the money is so tight, they have to let it go Petrie. They have to let go maybe Armia. They have to let go maybe Hoffman. They have to drop another $15 million on their salary, what they have. Flyers don't have that kind of, they don't have that kind of situation for them. But for them, they have to rebuild their prospect farm because they don't draft a lot of pick in the last 5 years on the NHL draft because they try to win constantly more. But I can understand your point of view. I just gave you two different who they are between both of them.
Yeah. So who do you think at the end of the year finishes lower? Philadelphia or Montreal?
Great question. I have to go with the Flyers. Because the division.
Yeah, that's possible. That would be unfortunate for Montreal.
I know. But they have to make some move. But I cannot talk. Look, he said, I'm a loser if I said that. So I'm not going to tell him about that. Adam Berger in the house.
Hey, Adam.
Will there be some game show question for us tonight? Will be some game
Quiz.
show? Yes, it's coming right there, my friend. We're hitting the wall right there. We almost get there 5 minutes ago, but a question, pick it up after that, Mathieu. Be ready. The five are ready to rock and roll, all about the playoffs tonight. Do you think Carey Price will enter the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. I think he has the numbers. He just doesn't have a cup, but, I mean, he has many other awards that he's won. He's won at every other level except at the NHL level in terms of the Stanley Cup. But the numbers are definitely there.
Tortorella intense. Yes, Adam. Thank you again, Adam, to be here. Question, Blackhawks. Do you think Patrick Kane will go to the leave?
No, I can't see that. How would they fit him in?
Oof.
How would they fit him in? But
And I thought it took 12 seconds to answer that one over there.
well, I had to read the question.
Okay, that's the reason. Okay.
It could have been Evander Kane for as much as I know.
All right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about this. Blackhawks, no money there. Brendan Sikura. Welcome aboard, Brendan. That's Luc Richardson get the Chicago Blackhawks head coach job. What you can tell us more about Luc?
Well, I know that they've requested permission to interview him.
He got his second interview.
Oh, he did, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
there are 3 or 4 max, and he got his second interview with them now. So he's maybe getting the next one, maybe, I don't know. Look, great human being. Like, he's a great human being. He's a great communicator between the players and him. So he's really good for the players to understand the communication between both. He's a great, as a defensive zone, on the defensive, he's a great coach behind. He's been, he have a great career in NHL. He was really a tough guy in NHL. And I think for me, unfortunately, Mr. Nota, when you have a team at that level like Chicago, Arizona, or the team really at the bottom of the bottom, and Montreal did that, but it's different in Montreal. But usually, you take a coach with no experience. It's always been that way. And that's the only thing maybe he would get a job, but he can also have a difficult time in Chicago because if they go the way they want to be with Bowman, that could be not Bowman, but the new GM.
Not Johnson.
Anyhow, I think could be also difficult for him. So we'll see. But it's great for him to be at the final interview. Great experience. If it does not work, he come back with his Montreal Canadian, and we'll see. A great question, Brendan, about Luc for sure. Look, Chicago have set to trade a flyer also. I agree with you, Luc, about that one over there. When the ad make a true trade or buy out a lot of cap space, would you think they should sign a free agent? This is for both of you.
No, you know what? Unless it's a very young prospect or a free agent that's out there, which would then make him not a UFA but an RFA. Like, I wouldn't go that route for Montreal. I think they're trying to rebuild from the bottom up. So, clear as much cap space as you can, acquire some draft picks, especially for next year, and go from there.
The only thing I will add with Jeffrey, I think you maybe missed the last part of his question. I would say to you, it's not the year this year to get UFA.
No.
You have to wait next year after that and see where you at with your salary cap, where you at with your roster. But if I'm Montreal, I will not take any super elite players right now, and I will wait. They have enough of players right now to carry on that team anyway and have an amazing, great participation season 22-23 and go from there after that. So I think that will be a good one about this. Coach, you are not a loser, you are a dreamer. The Montreal Canadiens select number 2, Connor Bedard. Because number one was the Flyers that he took Mitch Carr for Russia. That's happening about that one over there. Colorado 3-2. Angelo, thank you. Mr. Carlos Q is in the house.
Good evening.
Will the return of Jake Allen and the net stabilize the consistency goaltending compared to Montembeau Primo?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a Swiss. Yeah, you're absolutely right about this. Look, about this. Here we go. Davidson, Carl Davidson.
Davidson, yes. Johnson.
Yep. Montreal fighting the goals of the Bergevin. Never used buying again. The pain of the Eisner contract, it was enough to the next 10 years. Brandon, how does Luc handle younger players? I know the Ox will stink, but is a coach who can handle younger players?
Yeah, and that's why you need a good teacher. That's the kind of characteristics you need, because they're going to make a lot of mistakes, especially if they're young kids. And you have to use those moments as learning moments and bring them forward and help them to mature into the player that they can be. But yeah, he strikes me, Richardson strikes me as that kind of individual. A lot of patience, a good teacher. I think the players will like him because he's a player's coach.
First of all, he helped a lot Dominic Charm, and he helped a lot Martin Saint-Louis.
Yeah.
The second thing, if you look at the development of a young kid from Montreal like Romanov, because of Richardson helped him a lot, his potential with the Montreal Canadiens. The defensive zone last year and on the playoff, Luc Richardson was one of the reasons why they've been there. He was really strong with the Petrie, Weber, everybody about that. Look what the player developed this year. Kulak, under Luc Richardson, Kulak become a great solid player as a third pairing in NHL. If you look also, Schoenemann came back this year, and you can see the kid develop, whatever he was 26 years old, get better. My point is, he take those kids and make them better. And that's what you're looking for as an assistant coach or a coach, to make the player better when they develop. It's about development.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, here you go. Look, because he's 96 years old, so he remind a lot Jacques Laperrière in our tap. He said he looked like a Lappy. So, he's right. I agree with him. I completely agree with you, Luc, about that. I would like to see Colton Dak play next season, the brother of Kirby. He is far a little bit Blackhawks. I still believe he's still an NCAA, but I could be wrong, Blackhawks. But a great question. Carlos Q, I know the Avalanche got the win in the game one, but what do you think they can clean up on defense to help them hold the lead in big game?
I don't think it's so much their defense as they whenever they're not in their constant swing, and by that I mean they're not killing penalties. They don't get lulled into a sleeping moment, because they've been doing that all year. It wasn't just game one that Tampa took advantage and came back 3-1. And it's usually it's the second period. Usually they build up a lead and then they kind of sit back a little bit and they fall asleep, and then they have the guns and the depth to pick it up in the third and pull it out. So I just think they have to be more cognizant of that and try not to. The key is going to be stay out of the penalty box as much as possible, and they'll be fine.
Great question, by the way, Carlos. Because I love those kind of questions. That's the reason I do the hockey here, your YouTube, because it make me thinking a lot and make me better to understand everything like that. Avalanche guy is this: we don't give enough credit for the defense because they are a team on offense. I think the defense is better.
Yeah.
One you said he struggled, Mr. Natap, because they lose the transition to skating with the puck. That's the problem. Right. And when they get forecheck, that create them to make turnover. So when they can skate around or they can get the quick out, that Canada are really difficult to get beat. But if you can stop them on the defensive zone, they create turnover, give away puck, everything like that. If you slow down the game also, a penalty there, 4 versus 4, you change the momentum of the game, the pace of the game. That's why they fall asleep. It's a big expression, but that's why they're not under a mode of how they are built. And that's what they are at that moment. So it's a good answer what you said. I just want to give you another perspective, the reason how this happened. But again, that's what I'm not too much worried yet against Tampa Bay at that moment.
Yeah, and neither am I. I mean, defensively, coach, I mean, they've got 3 top quality players like Byram, Makar, Taze. And then the 2 Johnsons are just solid in the, like, not from an offensive perspective, but from a defensive and hitting physicality point of view. They do their job.
It's funny because everybody talk about Kadri, Steve G he missed. Oh, we miss Kadri, right? But nobody talk about Samuel Girard.
And Girard, yeah, that's a big loss too.
Because if you ask Girard, we have to take out Jack Johnson. Imagine Manson, Biram, Johnson with Girard.
Right.
They look exactly what Tampa Bay was in the last 2 years on the defensive zone.
That's right.
And that's what I believe. That's what the reason why. So I think they are underrated on the defensive. Whatever they are, I understand that. But I think we don't give enough credit because they have a lot of good defensemen over there. King, Cole, do you think this year the Ottawa or Buffalo or Detroit to make the playoff? It would be nice to see its fan Atlantic team make it. Which one of the 3 can make the playoff, Mr. Notap?
That's a good question. I'd like to think Buffalo of those 3, but I mean, I like Ottawa too. They have the potential, but I'm going to stick to Buffalo. I really like the progress they made from the second half of the year on. They got a lot of good prospects there.
Quick answer, Mr. Notap. It's all depends who is the goaltender in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's it. If they are a goaltender, they can make it. They are advantage of Ottawa and Detroit.
Right? And Ottawa does have that. Detroit doesn't have that.
But they don't have the depth of Buffalo.
Right.
And now they're going to get Jake Sanderson that will stabilize a little bit more. But I think for me, if Buffalo get a good goaltender, not a great, a good, I think they are better to buff Ottawa overall.
Yeah.
The Hawks signed him 3-year entry-level contract. Blackhawks, all right. This team win the series will be the first team still on the road. Could 3 days break favor Tampa Bay, coach?
I think it favors Tampa more than Colorado. Just because they're a slightly older and they've played a lot more games than Colorado has over the last 3 years. But I mean, this is it. After this, it's every second night. So this is going to be a huge game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think for me, I would say just because the altitude and the fact they play in Denver, advantage of Tampa Bay about that. That give them an extra day to practice and to stay around. So I think that would be a good thing. And then you love to be on the road because you don't have no distraction. If you're at home,
right.
The wife, the kids, they're changing, right?
The dog.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be a good one about that one over there. I would say Buffalo about that. Let's see, have the lead, then play down the level of the opposite team. They've been doing this all year. Here we go. Absolutely right about this. Wet King Gio 357. Welcome aboard.
Well,
I'm Patrick Fan. I believe you are a big fan of the Brandon Witt King and the WHL. Coach and Brandon talking each other. Biram is not that great in my opinion.
I disagree.
I disagree too. He's a great skater.
Absolutely.
He's a great skater. If he was not in Colorado, I predict it would be a top 3 defenseman.
Yeah.
Second pairing, like he is right now. Mr. Duda is in the house. Don't forget to click on the lights. 777777 is in the house. Welcome back. You thought on that enough Hoffman back together, Mr. Notap?
I mean, it could be a good combination. It'll definitely help Hoffman.
It's funny we did not talk about this.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
No, but we did not mention this before, like yesterday, or I never thought on my video or whatever it is, we never talked that way.
Yeah, you know, it depends who do you think will center them? Will it be Evans or will it be Dvorak?
Oh no, they will go with Dvorak.
Yeah.
They will go with Dvorak for sure about this. I think there will be a second good line over there. I think they would try to trade Drouin with Garfield as Zuski at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe.
Now you have Pitlick in the mix also.
That's true. But now he could be in a better chair, I think, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like on the third line, he would be awesome.
A great one Montreal be better. Pitlick 4 line, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
If you Pitlick become your 4 line guys because you have a good team.
Yeah, you're laughing. Yeah.
Luke said still Ottawa's still looking for the goalie.
Not Ottawa.
I don't think so.
Ottawa's set. They have 3 goalies. They're looking
4.
to get rid of one. Oh, 4. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Murray.
Brendan and Blackout duck each other. I love it. I like this. Biran need time, Adam.
Yeah,
Of course.
He does.
The
Plus,
problem, Adam, Luke,
injuries.
and for everybody here, Biram have a lot of concussion. His health is very fragile. So you have to be careful. And Mr. Andrew Lepage is in the house.
Hey, Andrew. How's it going, buddy?
Coach, does that smelling salt really work before game? I see players sniffing them just before the backdrop. What does Axel do? It's like 5 times bigger, like an energy drink, King, and it wake up completely. You sense wake up completely. If you sleep, they will wake you up right away. The smell is like terrible, and they just like push all the way in your nose. So that's the P behind that.
It's like Danny after he has his shrimp, you know. You don't want to be there.
No, Danny, he does the same thing with a shrimp and at the buffet. Every time he take the shrimp and him, he's like, he love it a lot. So. For Coach Inata, is Bernier ready to return?
I think he is. I think he should be ready.
Honestly, we don't know Kelly yet because he's still on the rehabilitation. It's just when he's going to be back on the ice to evaluate his hip. That could be a good or it could be bad, one way to over there. Don't worry about it. Kelly not trying. Looks at 4 goalies and not number 1 yet.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're like Forsberg and
they have a lot of 1A minus or 1B plus.
But they showed last year that these guys, there's still room for them to grow. And I love their size and their agility. Yep. I think they're set. They're set.
Do I ask you, what do you think about Brendan Point? Is it at 100%?
No, he's definitely not 100%. I think Cooper's doing a great job of insulating him and kind of managing his minutes. But you can tell that he's still struggling a little bit. From what I had heard, he may need, after the finals are over, he may need some kind of minor surgery. But they got him up to, the level where he's comfortable in playing right now.
I'm on here for Steve G. What will usually do if they does not return?
If who doesn't return?
Bernier?
Oh, that's a good question.
They have 2 good goaltender, Kelly and their club from. They have Nico Dahl, 22 years old, and they also Anton Schmidt, or whatever you call him, the last name.
Days.
So they have Blackwood already, and they have the 2 kids over there. Can they go with another experienced goaltender like Martin Jones or Brent Oldby or Alak? It could go that direction. But I think for me, they're usually missing a goaltender number one. I think Blackwood is more a solid goaltender number two. That's what it should be. And that's for me, that's what I believe it could be. Luc Lafortune, he said 2 Bs. I like my dose of smell and salt. Everything on that. Tortorella will make addition by July 1st. Luciano, confirmed by him the next 2 weeks. Thanks so much. And then I've been a little bit busy on top. Been working on the info with the inquiry down here with the mass murder 2 years ago. Tried to work on the truth to come out. Coach, who will be the surprise pick to make the playoff next season? Mine would be Winnipeg.
To make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can call it a surprise, but I think we can see Vegas back in the playoffs next year. That wasn't in there this year. I think you can see possibly the Islanders return to that position as well in the playoffs. Winnipeg would definitely be another possibility. I'm just going at the top of my head. And we talked about some of the younger teams that maybe are ready to make that move. It could be a Buffalo, it could be an Ottawa. I still think Detroit's a little bit off. I think they need to address
I think I have to go with Islanders.
Yeah, they should be back in there, depending on what they do this summer.
But we have a good goaltender in our top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it will be good for them. They really adding the truth. Unfortunately, they're adding the truth. There we go. Vegas is not a surprise. Buffalo would be a surprise. Yeah, Vegas for me is not a surprise. That's what I was thinking about them, but I don't think so. Yeah. We're going to talk about playoff. Montreal make the playoff. Steve G said about this. And when we are where we at, Mr. Natap, what's coming?
The quiz.
The FRENCHY quiz. Oh my God. Of the night. We have all the winner at the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, tomorrow we are back at 12 o'clock p.m. Special edition, the morning skate show. We have a special guest, Jared Brown with Inarta will be in the house with us. And then we are doing the live stream play. And then we do a 15-minute after the show, guys, for the prediction of the game tomorrow night, like we do the warm-up show. And that's what's going happening about this one. I think Islanders will be back and almost definition of the Vegas Golden Knight. Here we go. If you didn't do well during the show of the Power Play Show question, it's the time to come back and bet better tonight. That will be the key. And Mr. Natab is going to be 4-5 tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I wish. 4 wrong, maybe.
Here we go. Question number 1 of the night. Which player have the most goal even strength in the NHL playoff last season, 2020-2021? Which player have the most goal even strength? Nikita Kucherov, Nathan McKinnon, Nick Suzuki, Brendan Point, and Brendan Saad. So what the heck is doing there? He played for Colorado last season. Looks at Colorado in 5. Oh boy, Luciano. Nicolas said C. Adam said E. Jose said B. Thank you, everybody. Steve said D. We have Blackhawks A. Thank you, Blackhawks. Luciano Graziano said D. King of Gamer, he said A. Luc Lafortune said A. Here we go. Andrew said D. And Round with King said D. And we have Mr. in our top.
Well, my answer's not there, but actually it is. I'm going to go with Braden Point, D.
Anybody for the mulligan? Duda.
It's either him or McKinnon, I think.
RJ. Got D. There we go.
Oh, my God.
You guys did pretty good. And because the answer is D, Brennan Point got the good answer. Congratulations, everybody.
Oh my God!
John said B, did not get it. Steve,
Yeah.
Luciano, Andrew, and on top, RJ, Ron with King are the first answer. 1 and 1. Congratulations, everybody, for that one over there. Question number 2.
Oh my God!
How many hat trick in the NHL playoff last season, 2020-2021? 21. 1 hat trick, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 or 5 or maybe more.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Alexa, here we go. I'm not good again.
Oh my gosh. Hat tricks last year.
How many hat trick last season? Jose said E. Thank you, Jose. First answer of the night on that one. Blackhawks said C. RG said C. Kelly, new member. Here we go.
Hey, congratulations.
Maybe he said a new member as a supporter to help. Congratulations, Kelly. Thanks so much.
Welcome aboard.
RG. Round with Kings.
Kelly.
They look at Fortune. D. Steve G. D. Blackhawks, welcome in the family. Kelly, thanks so much. Very kind of you. King of Gamer, he said B. I'm missing Andrew, Luciano. I just saw Coach. Thanks so much, Kelly. And Duda said D. And Mr. Inartap. Kelly said B. Luciano said B.
I think we had more. I think we have more this year than last year. I'm gonna go with D, 4.
4. And Center Andrew said E. Here we go.
Oh my God!
And he did it again with 4. Good answer. 2 and 2, Mr. Inartap. I told you tonight you go 4 and 5. What Steve G and Inartap take the lead at 2. What now? Luc Lafortune and Duda and John Didier did a 1 good answer.
Oh my God!
And join everybody. Question number 3 of the night is: which team had the most debut players last year in the NHL season 2020-21? So as a rookie, is it the Kings? Is it the Chicago? He has the Buffalo. Is it Montreal or Detroit? Here we go. Luciano said B. Thank you, Luciano. First of them right show up. RJ said B. Jose said C. Luc Lafortune said D. Kelly said E. Blackhawk said B. Round with King said C. Duda said E. We're missing a few people. We're going to wait. Andrew said C. Steve G said C. I think I missed John. Mr. John D. King of Gamers said D. Mr. Inartap.
I was gonna go with A, but then Run didn't go with A, and he knows the Kings very well. So I think I'll go with Chicago, B.
John said B. And Mr. Inartap go with Chicago.
Oh my God!
And Mr. Inartap is 3 and 3 tonight with the Chicago. Great answer,
I gotta
Mr.
thank Ron
Inartap.
for that one.
He take the lead at 3. Steve, Luciano, RJ, and John D at 2. And B Blackhawks 97 is 1 at the moment with Andrew, Luc Laforcine, and Duda. Question number 4. Here we go. We'll see what's happening there. How many goaltender debut last season in NHL? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Oh my gosh.
How many in NHL debut?
In any capacity. Starter, backup.
Yep.
Does a debut consist of even playing one game?
That's the first game. Yep. Play one game.
Yeah.
RJ, he said E. Kelly said C.
Oh my God.
Luke said, what the heck is that? Steve said
know.
B.
I've been saying that for months, Luke.
Luciano and Drew is still laughing right now. Ozzy said C. Round with King said C. Andrew Lepage said C. Duda said C. Thank you, Duda. Luc Laforcine said D. I missed Blackhawks. John D. Luc Laforcine, the kick-off gamer said C. We have Luciano E. Blackhawks A. And Duda, not a problem. I miss Mr. John D. He's always sharp. One in our top said his answer. Mr. in our top. John said A.
Oh my goodness. I have absolutely zero clue on this one. What's the score so far?
3 and 3.
There's 2 of us with 3?
Only you.
Oh shoot. That's not good. I'm going to go with B, 18.
The answer is B, 18, Mr. Inotap. 4 and 4, Mr. Inotap, and fire tonight. I call it. I call it. He's going to get on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Steve G is at 3 right now. Then John is at 2 with RJ and Luciano, and all of you, many of you are 1. And Jake McAnoo, just get it. He said B for Jake. Congratulations. One more. Can he stop to 5 and 5 tonight? We'll see what's happening about this one.
Oh my God!
By saying that, that's like saying, is the goalie going to get a shutout tonight?
It's going to be easy, this one, Mr. Natap. It should be the easy answer tonight.
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
Of the 18 goalies, how many have 2 goalies debut last season in NHL as a team? How many teams have 2 goalies debut in NHL last season? 0 team, 1 team, 2 team, 3 team, or 4 team?
Wow. That's easy.
Exactly. The Canada Goobie said A. I think it was no in full pass, coach.
What's that?
Oh my God. Blackhawk said D. Jose E. Jose is 04 right now. I don't want to tell him that. RJ is C. Duda for D. Duda for D. That's funny one. Let's copy now. Does not get a shootout. Kelly A. Kelly A. Steve B. Steve G said B. Round with King said C. I'm behind a little bit. Sorry about that. Luc Laforcine said C. Luc is 1 and 4 so far. Luciano GRAZIANO is 2 and 4 so far. Said C. King of Gamer is 0-4 so far. I don't count. Andrew Lepage 1 and 4 so far. Said A. And that's what we got at that moment. We wait for John Dieter and Jake McAnoo And Mr. Natap, you can take that one. Can you go 5-5? How many teams last season used 2 goalies debut of the 18 goalies on the map? How many teams did it? John said E. John is 2-4 tonight.
I can't believe that it could be too many. I'm just debating whether it's 0 or 1. I'm going to go with 1, B.
Mr. Natap, how many? I said, how many are you going to get tonight? The answer is 3.
Oh, wow.
3 and team got that one over there last season with 2 goalies debut. And of good news and the bad news, Mr. Natap, you got 4 and 5, but nobody reached you. You're the only one with 4 good answers. Steve G is at 3. Duda at 3. We have Blackhawks, 2 good answers. John D at 2. RG 2. And Luciano GRAZIANO at 2. Some of you are 1, and many of you are 0 and 5. But we'll not tell you who you are because you recognize yourself. And Jose said I'm 0-5 at that one there. I think you have a couple of friends like King of Gamer, but we don't tell him at all. That's what. Congratulations, Mr. Natap. Finally, this year, this is maybe the first one you step up. What we recognize you like last summer. Nicolas says 0-5 also.
They were easier last year. Most of them were about Montreal, so they were easier. And I think I figured it out. I think when Andrew's here as well, I'm intimidated. So
hey, that's the problem. It's when Andrew is around you, you get influenced, and now you don't know what to do with that one over there. So Kelly, she's proud because she said me and Andrew is 0-5. No, Kelly, Andrew is 1 and 5. He will step up back about that. But congratulations, Mr. Natap. That's conclude another Power Play show, everybody. We appreciate everybody to be a part of the show. We want to thank Mr. Natap for his time with us tonight. We really, really appreciate. Tomorrow we are back at 12 o'clock with Mr. Natap and Jared Brown. Bring your question. We're going to do every question, guys. This is going to be epic, and it's going to be awesome. We're looking for 30 people, guys. We would like to show to him that will help him to come back another time. Like Marco D'Amico is coming very soon. But before we leave, we want to remind everybody, it's the debut, Mr. Natap. That's how it happens sometime. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. What a night again, Mr. Natap, with this amazingly great tonight. I can give you the end milestones. 57 likes so far, Mr. Natap. I think we did very good overall. But it was great. Thank you so much for everything. Can wait to see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Until then, we want to remind everybody, have an amazing, great night. Of course, be well, be healthy, find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate. What, Mr. Natap?
2022.
Oh, we have got the graphic, the sign now. Thank you so much, Mr. Natap. Have a great night again. I will see you tomorrow. We love you, people.
Take care.
Thank you. Je demande, Nicolas, de venir nous voir. Et ça fonctionne comme ça. Bonne nuit, mon Nicolas. Merci. Duda, Kelly, José Duarte, Blackhawks, Luc Lafortune, King of Gamer, Andrew Lepage, Steve G, Luciano Graziano, Miss Kelly, RJ Calabro, Run with Kings, Blackhawks 97, Jake McCanoe, Jarrett Brown, Mr. John D, José Duarte, Duda. I will definitely do this, Kelly. Thanks again, Kelly. Be a member tonight. Awesome. Love it. We love you too. Thank you, Lip. Booyah!